Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from T.W White Sons. Now, here we have a Mazda 3. It's the 2-litre SKYACTIV-G 122 PS. This is presented in polymetal grey. This has got the black leather interior, as this is a GT Sport model. Did I mention it's automatic as well? It's done under 12,000 miles and it's beautiful, and it's just the sort of stock we're looking for. We get quite a few of these in manual coming through now, but not automatic with this mileage, so really excited about having this car as a part of our used car offering. Now, it's a little bit of a sad story. We've had to purchase this car back off the customer. An elderly gentleman, he's had to give up driving, but he's been a long-standing customer of ours for many years. A very lovely chap. So thank you very much for the car. We really appreciate it, and thanks for keeping us in mind. I say it's done under 12,000 miles. It's got I think it's had 1 or 2 services with us. It's due a service now, because it was registered in January 2020. Okay, so it's 3 years old this month, so it's actually a 2020 car. Now, these are really well spec'd, they're really economical, they've got loads of safety features on, and if you've not driven, seen, felt a Mazda of this generation, I encourage you to do so, because the Mazda are on a sort of a road to premium, and this and the CX-30 are definitely cars which are taking them there. What we noticed is, from getting out of the older cars, which ceased production in about 2018, then there was a bit of a gap before these came in. The older cars were fantastic, they're really good, and you kind of thought, how can you make a better car? But these are far more refined, very quiet, smooth, a fantastic car. And I think Top Gear really raved on about them and highly recommended them. Now, the car's got a few little things to do. The wheels are curbed, so I'll get the alloys done. I'm going to send it to our wheel refurbers tomorrow and have them professionally refurbished, not smart repaired, sent off and done correctly, powder coated. Now, this car has a boot mat, which I've just discovered, in the boot. Look at that. So you've got boot mat, I've got the over mats. Now, that's always a good sign of ownership, the boot mat. So are mud flaps, but not so popular these days. Under here, you've got the Bose speaker. I think you can buy a spare wheel kit if that is your thing. I wouldn't. I've not had a puncture for years, but I know some people are not so lucky. Now, the SKYACTIV-G engine is 122 PS. There is a SKYACTIV-X engine. Personally speaking, I don't notice much difference in performance. However, if you're a high mileage user, a company car driver, the SKYACTIV-X is much more tax beneficial. Right. Now, you've got this lovely perforated leather, which is almost sort of ruby. The interiors are superb, they really are. And don't take my word for it. You look at a BMW or an Audi or a Mercedes. We had an A-Class part exchanged, 18-month A-Class against one of these. I would say these are the better car, and I'm not being biased because I actually own some of those traditional premium cars, but when they were really premium quite a few years ago, decades ago in fact. So you've got electric windows, mirrors here, you've got the Bose sound system, you've got an electric driver's seat with 2 memory functions. Okay, so yeah, just going back to that, I would say this is better quality, yeah, much better spec'd as even the standard cars, and so I think those traditional premium branded cars are really trading off the name of their past reputation. But we do sell them, we get them in part exchange, we do sell them, but I really do, I'm not being biased, I'm really not, I really do think these are better put together. So let me start this car up. So, foot on the brake, that's the original tag actually. I recognise that handwriting. Foot on the brake, sorry, and you press this button here. And the car fires into life. Now let's get that mileage. 11,204 miles. How about that? So very low miles indeed. I say the gentleman was in his 90s. Not really that active, not really using the car that much. So here we go. So PDI'd in that's the pre-delivery inspection in January the 11th with 7 miles. That's when it came off the transporter. Then 20th of Jan 2021, and then 12th of Jan 2022 it was last service at 7,805 miles. So the car is due a service. It will be done over the next couple of days. Okay, but this is as a service issue with ourselves. It was a very nice gent. Whenever he came in, you know, we always had a good chat. But a very nice gentleman indeed. Right, so we got radar cruise control, so adaptive cruise control, so it will track the car in front. You've got automatic lights, automatic wipers. Now the lights are adaptive, they're LED, they will turn as you turn. So my best way of explaining this is, you will see, well, I certainly can, I can see more at night than I can in the day on an unlit road with these lights. They are amazing. And you've got this automatic high beam, so you've got it on high beam, the road lights up, you can see everything. And then if somebody comes the other way, it will dip the lights, maybe not entirely, but just enough not to dazzle the oncoming driver. So a fantastic system. I feel blind driving cars with, you know, the sort of conventional halogen. Is it halogen? Yeah, halogen lights. It's almost like driving along with some candles. So really, really good. The Xenons were great, but LED has just taken it to the next level. You've got you've got a heated steering wheel. You've got a 3-stage heated seat, heated rear screen, as you'd expect. Hazards. Quick demiss front screen. Yeah, this has a CD player. If you were to buy this car maybe a few months later, they would have deleted the CD player. So you've got the better model. Now I don't use CDs, but I know a lot of people still do. You've got sports mode on the gear selector. It's a 6-speed gearbox, and it is a traditional gearbox in the sense that it's smooth. It won't roll back on hills. It's a seamless gear change. So it's not one of these like double clutch or wet clutch. This has a torque converter, which is a big plus point in my book. I had an AA man purchase a similar car yesterday, and that was his first question. Does it have a torque converter? And he was very pleased when I told him it did. If you're used to automatic gearboxes, I don't think you'd appreciate the sort of jerkiness and the rolling back on hills that you get on some of these modern boxes. Right, you've got drink holders here, you've got compartments here, USB here, USB there. And let's take a look up here. So you've got the information screen, fuel efficiency monitor, energy flow monitor, that's the one I wanted. Right, so this is a mild hybrid vehicle, and it also has cylinder deactivation, which is superb. So should you be coasting along, the cylinders, 2 cylinders may deactivate to use less fuel. So that also helps with the fuel consumption. And also, being a mild hybrid, it has a secondary battery here. They've sort of illustrated it here. So when you're driving along and say you're slowing down for traffic lights, okay, so you're slowing down for traffic lights, it'll charge this battery here. This battery here will then power up. This will power your climate control, your heating, your lighting, etc. That means not as much stress on your engine, because the alternator obviously generates the electricity, so less stress on the alternator, less stress on the engine. It will use less fuel, so it will recycle that kinetic energy, store it in this secondary battery to save energy that your engine would have otherwise have produced. Hope that makes sense. But do check it out. Go onto YouTube, Mazda SKYACTIV-G mild hybrid. It'll probably give you a better explanation. Now, you've got a temperature gauge, which is superb, because the previous cars didn't have a gauge. They had a light, blue or red, and that used to confuse people because they think they have a coolant light on. you can have digital dash, analog dash, yeah, which is great. I'm pretty sure you can change that to kilometers. You can on the 6s. I'm pretty sure you can. We'll come to that in a minute. You've got the steering wheel adjusts rake and reach, yeah. Auto headlights with high beam control. I think I mentioned that earlier. So very well spec'd indeed. Parking sensors front and rear parking camera, traction control, engine stop, and you can turn off all the because some people think they're quite intrusive. You've got blind spot monitoring, so if someone overtakes you or undertakes you, it'll light up, bleep if you're going to pull out. It has lane keep assist, keep you in the lanes of the road. Lane keep assist, you've got lane departure warning, so if you veer out of a lane, it'll warn you if you're not indicating, just to sort of say, come on, pay attention, did you mean to do that? But you can turn all that off with just one push of this button here. You may be thinking, why would you turn these things off? Well, for example, down at the back of my house, I've got an alleyway. It's full of weeds. If I was to drive down there, the car would think, what's going on? And bleep and do all sorts of wonderful things. So that's why I'd turn that off. Okay, so moving on from the fuel efficiency monitor, there's also an owner's manual on there. Okay, entertainment, the car has FM, AM, DAB, Bluetooth. Apparently, and I've never tried it, you've got audio video on the USBs. I've never tried a video. Let us know if you do. I can't see it. I can't really see it allowing you to watch videos whilst you drive. And you've got CD. Let me check actually, see if there's any CDs in here. No, there's no CDs. Now, I personally am sort of a YouTube man, so I'd probably be streaming YouTube. But then if you have Spotify and all those bits and pieces on your smartphone, you can actually access that and navigate that app through this system by using the Android, if you've got an Android phone, or Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay. And once your phone's paired up, you can access all your call lists, etc. It's got a very good sat nav, very easy to use, works on like a dial. Yeah, only thing I'd say is make sure you put a space in. Otherwise you'll get stuck. And the settings, this car, look at this. So you've got active driving display there. It's got the speed limit there. Yeah. You can change lots of bits in there: height, brightness, tilt adjustment. You can actually turn it off if you want. So that means you're always looking forward. You're not looking down. So safer. Center display. You can turn this off and do other things. Instrument cluster. You've got type 1, type 2, yeah. You can turn it off. Let's have it back on type 1. That shows range and bits and pieces. Safety settings. Now remember I was saying how this car has a lot of driver safety settings. So driving assistance systems, radar cruise control, traffic signs, sync, speed limit sync. Yeah, I've never actually tried that. I might try that on the way back. Cruise control confirmation, you can have it so it's audible. I'm going to try that. Speed limit sign threshold. I've never actually used that, but driver attention alert is wonderful. It will tell you when to take a break, and it's really spooky because you'll literally be driving along thinking, oh, I quite fancy stretching my legs and, you know, maybe going to the toilets and have a coffee, etc., and it will actually come up, take a break. It's almost like it's reading your mind. Active safety, so you've got distance and speed alert, lane keep assist system, the list goes on, and which is why this is one of the safest cars in its class, maybe the safest. The CX-30, which is based on this, was actually the safest car on the road when it came out. So lots of safety features. It really just took the car to the next level. Okay, so if you're in the market for a Mazda 3 automatic, I would definitely take a look at this one. You know, it's in really lovely condition. I've got a couple of little marks I need to do, a couple of wheels I need to sort out, service the car, and then it's all ready for the next owner. Super low mileage, great service history, and a fantastic spec. Yeah. In fact, I actually forgot that this car, we'd agreed to buy this car, and over the weekend I had people asking, and I've got to go back to them now. I've got people asking for automatic 3s. Totally forgot about this one, so when I get back I'm gonna give them a call. So just a couple of things. Now, this car will come with a year's warranty, so we'll put an extra year's warranty on it. All right. It will also be serviced. I've mentioned that quite a few times now. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. And there are warranty extension facilities, but the one we give you is a Mazda warranty. It comes with roadside assistance as well, and that's comprehensive. It's not one of these sort of bare bones complimentary. You know, you've got roadside assistance with this, and then you try to use it, and it's so useless. You have to upgrade it and spend money for it to be any good. It's not like that. It's European cover. It's very, very good indeed. We've got great finance facilities. We've got all the dealer facilities, so you know we can do a video walk around, we can deliver the car to you. It's free within a 100-mile radius, but if you're out of that, just give us a shout. And part exchange, we pride ourselves on this. We will give you the best deal with a part exchange. Despite what these heavily advertised companies tell you, you'll get the best deal with a part exchange. Okay, and we want your part exchange regardless of if it's a Mazda, a Suzuki. We want it. I mean, we sold a Ford Focus this morning. I've advertised a Ford Cougar today. We sold an A-Class Mercedes last week. We're the one-stop shop. We want you to have a seamless, enjoyable buying experience, and would really say we want your part exchange. Now, should you require any more information on this car and it be outside our regular business hours, do not let that prevent you from inquiring. We want, please pick up the phone, leave a voicemail, or drop us an email, and we'll pick these up and come back to you. Okay, as long as it's not 3 o'clock in the morning or something, because I won't be up then. But we will come back to you, because I appreciate a lot of people are looking for cars outside the regular sort of shop business retail hours. So, if you've used T.W White Sons before, thanks for looking again and considering us. If you haven't and you're wondering about what sort of people we are to do business with, do check out our reviews. Okay, that'll give you a good idea, and if you're out of area, it might give you a bit more confidence. So I want to thank you for watching this video. I've really enjoyed doing it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye.